Welcome back. This week I'm highlighting the perfect place for people looking for something a little bit different on their next trip to Thailand. Just outside the centre of Bangkok lies Ko Kret. It's an island surrounded by the mighty Chao Phraya River, and it's a place full of character, history, unique experiences, and bundles of charm.
I can immediately tell Ko Kret is a great destination for an adventure.
So if you're looking for something unique, but you want to stay within touching distance of the capital, then Ko Kret will be perfect for you. So sit down and relax, and let me take you on a wacky weekend to Ko Kret. Okay, go get your cat. Now, Ko Kret is in the province of Nonthaburi, so it is connected very close by to the city of Bangkok itself. It took me about 50 minutes to reach Ko Kret. I used the BTS SkyTrain to reach Ko Kret, and depending on where you are in the centre of Bangkok, it can take you from 30 to 60 minutes to get here. In the description, I'll leave directions on how to reach Ko Kret using public transport. Once you get off the BTS, you just jump on a little motorbike to the pier itself, where you can catch a local boat over to Ko Kret, or like me, directly over to my accommodation for the night.
All aboard!
As much as I love living in Bangkok, I can't tell you how nice it is to get out of the centre, spread my wings a little bit, and feel the breeze through my hair out here on the river. Arriving here, you'll notice just how much movement and action this part of the river has. But before I could explore, I just wanted to find my accommodation, check in, dump my bags, and then go out and explore Ko Kret properly.
Thank you! Okay, so from central Bangkok, I took the Sukhumvit line on the BTS, and then I changed onto the pink line, and then that took me about an hour. Quick motorbike taxi to the pier, and the boat that cost 50 baht has taken me to my hotel itself, which is right here on the water.
Now this was my accommodation of choice. It's a very interesting floating establishment. It's called Ban Go Light Ko Kret. It's very unique and very quirky. Let me explain some more.
Okay, so this is an interesting accommodation. Not really what I was expecting, to be honest, but we'll roll with it because it is very charming and very unique. So let's just get the awkward thing out of the way, which is there is no road here. I was like, oh, can I rent a bicycle after I check in and cycle around? Which is obviously one of the main things to do on Ko Kret, is explore this car-free island on bicycle. And he was like, oh, we don't have a road. So I have to go back on a boat, go around the corner, and get back to another pier, and then rent a bicycle from there. And then when I want to come back here tonight, after dinner, after sunset, I have to take a boat here. So I'm sure that was, you know, all information I could have read online, but I booked this last minute and I was in a rush and it seemed fine. But yes, there is no road, so we're very isolated. And the gentleman who runs it is very nice, speaks good English. And I just told him he's a pirate, you know, he just lives here in isolation, grabbing driftwood and adding it to his collection here, right on the banks of the Chao Phraya. Beautiful view, nice breeze coming in, decking outside, 2 lovely chairs, a hammock, and a great view, hopefully. And they do dinner for an extra charge. You can call a restaurant and someone will come and deliver dinner on a boat, and for breakfast will be included in the price as well. I think I paid around 1,500 Thai baht. I want to get straight out there and explore. We've only got one full day, and it is quite a big chunk of land, and there's lots to cover and a few experiences to hopefully have, and not enough time. So let's just unpack and go explore Ko Kret. But this is a really cool, unique accommodation for sure.
After getting settled, it was time to jump straight back on a boat and cruise around the corner to the main area where I can access the roads and hopefully find a place to rent a bicycle.
Okay. I can immediately tell Ko Kret is a great destination for an adventure, a random solo adventure. If you're definitely stuck in a rut in Bangkok, but you don't really fancy going all the way to Koh Chang or all the way to Koh Samet, and you just want to have a island adventure. I mean, there's no beaches here, but this place has a lot of charm already. Hello, Sadi Khao. Chai, bicycle. Ka. Oh, yes. Okay. 40 baht. 40 baht. Wow, it's so easy, isn't it? I just got off the boat and now I've got a bicycle. Okay, scan ได้ไหม
ได้ครับเดี๋ยวสแกนบ้านนู้นเนาะ
Okay.
เดี๋ยวขึ้นก่อนเนาะ
Okay.
ครับ
Everyone's really friendly, really helpful. I've got a bicycle already.
ครับ
Look at these beautiful houses. Gorgeous. บ้านสวยมาก
บ้านสวยมากโอเคเลย
This bicycle is not... It's a bit too small for me. I've got a heavy backpack with my cameras in, weighing down the front basket, so it's very unsteady. But thankfully, the pavement has widened a little bit. And I'm confidently cycling in the direction of God knows where. Ko Kret, car free, not a single car or truck. There are a few motorcycles here, but everyone gets around on foot or on bicycle. There's a lot to experience, a lot to learn, a lot to see. And we've got 24 hours, so hopefully we'll see and experience what Ko Kret has to offer. This seems to be the main pier where you get off. If you only want to come from one side of the river to the other, it's only 3 baht. And then you can come here, and it looks like a lot of people who live on Ko Kret park up their motorcycle, get the 3 baht boat across, and then probably make their way to work in Bangkok somewhere. So this is probably all going to be really busy at rush hour when people are coming home from work and things like that. There is an election today, so alcohol will not be served from 6 p.m. according to the law, but I don't know if the laws apply on Ko Kret because it's basically its own little thing, isn't it? Anyway, so many signs and so many places to go. Let's go in the direction of this way. The planes leaving from Don Muang Airport are flying overhead, so we're not too far away from Don Muang Airport, obviously. I've just pulled over. There's a beautiful looking temple here, but it looks abandoned. But that actually makes it a bit more interesting because I go to so many temples, obviously, especially on this channel. You guys know I love a good temple. But this one seems to be abandoned, yet very beautiful. Let's have a little look in here. Ooh, there's a reclining Buddha surrounded by disciples. And no chairs, no artwork. A little bit of painting on the roof. Very, very cool. Traveling to a place like Ko Kret, a place packed with fun activities and adventures, is the best way to elevate your travels to the next level. Because booking activities, tours, and experiences puts you in direct contact with the culture. And that's exactly why you need to check out my sponsor, Klook.
Klook makes it incredibly easy to plan your trip ahead of time. So just type in the destination that you're going to and you'll find everything from local experiences and tours to transport, hotels, SIM cards, and much more, all in one place.
This means you'll spend way less time trying to organize things on the ground and free up much more time to experience the culture and the destination when you travel. And if you use my code Paddy Doyle on selected items, you'll actually get added discounts. Just go to klook.com and have a search on the website. Just type in where you're going and start looking for listings in your destination, or you can download the Klook app completely for free. Thank you to Klook for sponsoring today's adventure. A lot of people ask me, where does Miss P come from? And she actually comes from this province of Nonthaburi, very close to Bangkok. And I did invite her to come on this adventure today, but she's busy. She has to go to do the election herself. So she's gone to her grandma's house, and then they're gonna spend the night with her family and then cast their vote for the election tomorrow morning. And then I'll meet Miss P and we'll go back to Bangkok together. So we're in the same province of Nonthaburi, but we're having two very different experiences. These plants cause absolute chaos in Thailand. They come up from much higher upstream, past Ayutthaya, even as far north as Chiang Mai. These things just spawn, it seems, and they flow all the way downstream. And sometimes you see on the news, sometimes all of this plant life collects into a huge amount and it causes flooding and blocks the waterways, and it can be a real hassle. And you can see, I mean, there's just tons and tons of it flowing past every minute, and there's just so much life on this river. So let me give you a very quick brief history of Koh Kret and why it's an island, because it's man-made. A few hundred years ago, the Chao Phraya River bent around Koh Kret, and you know, it was just the river natural flow. But what they decided to do was build a little canal to make it a little bit easier for boats to make it up and down the Chao Phraya. But during that process of digging out this big canal, through erosion and currents, it widened much bigger, and it became not only a little shortcut, but a big shortcut. And then it isolated Koh Kret, and then Koh Kret became an island in the middle of the Chao Phraya basin. And there is just a lot of activity here. There's a lot of people living on Koh Kret, but there's beautiful statues all along this stretch of Koh Kret. They're absolutely gorgeous. Some of them are actually got little coins in, little satang they call them, and beautifully made and gorgeous. Just staring out here, meditating on the banks of the Chao Phraya. It's beautiful. This abandoned temple is right next to the main pier where we saw earlier. And you can rent bicycles from here, guys, okay, as well. So a little bit more expensive, but they've got nicer bicycles, and they've got e-bikes for rent as well. Yeah, so I just thought I would rent an electric bicycle for two reasons. The first is it just makes exploring Koh Kret during the hottest part of the day a little bit easier. And I've left my backpack with the rental man. 150 Thai baht for 1 hour, which is plenty of time to do a full loop of Koh Kret. Everyone's casting their vote. And the second reason is I just wanted to give one of these a go. I've never actually rented one of these before. Electric mobility scooters. Koh Kret's not the most exciting, adrenaline-fueled place, but that's the whole point. Koh Kret has everything you would expect in any other Thai village. It's got temples, it's got schools, it's got little hospital. Lots of villagers going about their daily life on the weekend. Going to the market, getting breakfast, all the usual stuff. And what I really like is there's so many beautiful flowers in bloom. Everyone's garden has purple, yellows, and gorgeous flowers I haven't seen anywhere else, especially in Bangkok anyway. And there's just this concrete path raised up over the water, and this acts as the circle road, the main road that loops around and links all of the different areas of Koh Kret together and heads in a loop back to the main temple and the main pier to head over towards Bangkok. And everyone's homes are really humble, made of wood, really simple life out here. You'll go past the odd restaurant, you'll go past the odd cafe, street food sellers, the usual. I haven't seen a single monitor lizard yet, which is surprising. I would have thought there'd be loads of them, but not a single one. Thumbs up for the electric scooter, by the way. Not only is it dead quiet, it's actually quite fun. Oh, here comes a pack of dogs. I wonder if they'll be friendly. This is worth coming to Koh Kret just for this experience of renting a little mobility scooter or e-bike, exploring the village, cycling around, getting lots of nice interactions with the locals. We're all busy voting. All these gorgeous potted plants, all in flower. All the bird song. It's incredible. Very unpretentious, simple, humble, beautiful life here on Ko Kret. Okay, I stumbled into a cafe called the Mill Cafe, and it's actually built inside a 100-year-old mill, and you can still see all of the old milling equipment. And this place is huge. There's a big restaurant. Their menu is beautifully designed, and the listings and the photographs look incredible. The only problem is the music is very loud, so I have to come out here to talk to you, to tell you how great it is. You should definitely put this on your itinerary for Ko Kret. It's a great place to stop for a drink or a great place for lunch. And you can even go on a little boat trip here. You can also stay here because it says it's a homestay. Way more convenient to stay here, if you ask me. You don't have to get a boat like my place, like my old shipwreck place. I should have probably stayed here, but this trip was so last minute, I didn't really have time to go through listings too much. I was just like, yeah, that one looks fine. Everything just is so chaotic and confusing, like the Christmas decorations and stuff like that, but the flags, the shops, the stray dogs, but it's so visually interesting. It's a photograph on every corner, and every house is made from a different type of material, a different wood, a different stone, a different concrete. The bushes, the flowers, the flags, the ornaments, the decorations, the art pieces, the sculptures. It's just absolute chaos, and it's just so beautiful, visually striking. Look at this little Honda. That is cool. That's a real classic Honda from Japan as well, like very rare. I bet it's worth a fortune, and the guy who owns it has no idea. I'd love to have that. The traffic is killer on us on the weekend. Hello, you gotta be really careful. Okay, in classic Paddy Doyle style, I've stumbled into a pub. So cheers to that. Now, I have been here before. This is Chit Beer, or Chit Republic, and it is absolutely packed. And it's very noisy, and it is just by far the happening most best place on Ko Kret. They're only open on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, and they can't serve alcohol today after 6 p.m, so the party's going to finish very early. In fact, they're still trying to get last minute voters. This boat is blasting information about please vote for number 5.
Yes, this pub is the place to be on weekends, and the customers came over by the boatload all afternoon. Inside, you'll find a dozen locally made craft beers all on tap, and in the fridges they've got lots of cans as well. I opted for their classic beer. It was slightly hoppy and fruity, but with the refreshing lager taste that you need after a day exploring on this sweaty island. Whilst I was drinking, I noticed the cans also have the history of the island and its brewing styles, which was really cool. Now, Chit Bar is a place full with a mix of locals, expats, and teachers. It's a real melting pot, very social, and everybody seems to know everyone. Outside, you can actually find loads of food for sale. Local snacks, local meats, noodles, seafood, fried chicken, even pizza and desserts. And what's cool is you can buy all the food from outside, but take it into the pub, which is really nice. The owner of the bar, Chit, who we'll briefly meet in a second, really likes to support the local community on the island, which is great. This has to be one of the most unique pubs in the Bangkok region, right? Live music, good food, good beer.
I mean, and $1 billion view.
And if you like singing, don't worry, because you can get up and sing a song with the band, and you'll even get a free jug of beer for getting up and singing a song, even if you sound like this.
I don't know what to say, but you give me more than I expected. I'm fucking so proud of you.
This is Chit. He's the owner of Chit Bar.
Yeah, it's good shit. It's good shit.
It's good shit.
Welcome to Chit Beer. Yes.
It's good shit.
Not that shit.
Yeah, what a night. And it's all finished by 6 p.m. On the dot. On the dot. This is exactly why I wanted to stay overnight in Koh Kret. When I passed through last time, I did make a YouTube video about it, but it was more focused about just cycling around like an idiot, having a few beers and leaving in the afternoon. But because I can take my time a bit more at the minute, and I'm not in a big rush, I can really take my time. I'm not going to say it's an underrated part of Bangkok because it's technically not in Bangkok, but it's so close. It's just such an underrated part of Thailand. And Chit Beer, I mean, what a great show he put on. You know, the live music, and then there was karaoke. If you got up and sang a song, he gave you a free jug of beer, and people were singing there and having a great time. And I met loads of subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone who comes and speaks to me when I'm at these places and says hello and say, oh, I remember that video you made, and we went to that place and we had a great time. It's really nice to connect with you here on the ground. And hopefully this video will be the same. It will shed a bit of light onto Ko Kret. Now, listen, this place is cinematic, this place is beautiful, this place is gorgeous. But I do want to go back to my accommodation, back to the pirate shack, back to the Driftwood Hotel. But Ko Kret, it's like an adventure island. It's just, there's something special here. There's something in the water here. Hello.
Ủa eo hả?
Okay, go get your cat. Because that's what people do on Koh Kret. They get on their paddleboard and they go get their cat. Anyway, let's go to bed. What a beautiful, relaxing morning I've just had. It is very, very castaway, Swiss Family Robinson style accommodation. The more you stay here, the more you see just how wonky and funny this place is. And this guy's obviously put his entire life into building this. And he's probably constantly repairing things and fixing things and going on his paddleboard at night to go get his cat. Breakfast was delicious and he made me a gorgeous Americano. And I'm just going to spend another hour here maybe. It's not hot. There's a nice view and it's quite a unique place to be, so I'm not going to rush out and head back towards the big city of Bangkok. So I think I'll just end the video here. I had a really nice relaxing stay here. I could have slept better because, you know, there were a few boats going at night and the hotel does kind of sway when a big boat goes past. I definitely could have had a better night's sleep, but definitely a unique stay. Somewhere I would recommend you come. And Ko Kret is just so beautiful. The people are so welcoming. It's so unique and it's so close to the center of Bangkok. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you need an escape,
you need culture, you need interesting things and activities to do and good food and, you know, craft beer, then Ko Kret for the weekend is a great option. There are 3 or 4 other places to stay on Ko Kret. Check them out. I do recommend this place, but, you know, have a look at the other options available. I chose this one last minute because, like I said, everything else was booked up and this was a last minute trip. But this is my second trip to Ko Kret. I definitely will be back. And if you enjoyed the video, please give the video a like, subscribe if you're new, and next week we'll be somewhere in Bangkok, hopefully doing something very interesting. So stay tuned for that.